Okay. Screen on the left, WSJTX. These are part of the GridTracker. The screen right here is the call roster screen. Things pop up in it when you see stuff. Behind it is the call sign lookup. You can see the guy that I talked to last. And if you notice some of the details up here, it shows a few of the bands that I last worked him on when his call sign popped up on that program when I was working him, the WSJTX. On the map, here we go. So, America, these are all the grids that I have worked on 6 meters. All the little blocks. You can make them look like pins, but I like the blocks. If you hover over the block, it shows you some tidbits of information. Call sign, sent received, band, message, and time and date. We'll do that for all of the dealy whackers. Now up here in the corner, band, see the drop down right there? I have mine on auto, which means it's tracking my radio. My radio's on 6 meters. If you go down to mixed or any particular band in the list, go to 20 meters for instance, manually. 20 meters now displays across the map a lot more red dots. Start hovering over any one of these red dots and it shows people you've worked. It's not important who I worked, it's just the fact that I show you how that's kind of the cool little thing that you can see. The GridTracker program, all of this information that's stored when you start calling CQ and in your WSJTX program, and it starts populating with all the names and everything on this side, right? And this is your CQ side. Well, if you've got some grid that isn't been worked, some person you haven't talked to, it's going to show up in this call roster box. Now I chose to put my call roster box just, right here, just to the left of my WSJTX. That's my own choice. You might want to have it on a big screen if you want to, or keep it here. I keep my call sign lookup dealy right here on the bottom, the roster on the top, and the WSJT on the left. That keeps this whole screen open for whatever band you're working. Let me put this back on auto before I freak out and forget. And so now, let's go back and open up the web browser. Firefox, PSK Reporter. I have really slow interwebs. Alright, you could keep it on this screen and keep it minimized over here, or we can go ahead and toss it on the big screen so people, you could see who sees you and their strengths and stuff on the roster, or like I said, minimize it and watch your PSK reporter. The really cool thing about this is your grid square up here in Washington, right there. If you're talking to somebody down here, there's this little dit dot dit dot dit dot dit dot in Morse code going down to that guy. It's kind of cool. Let me see if I can find some activity and I'll record it real fast. Be right back. Please hold. Success. Okay, some of these guys I've already worked. They're in my call. They're in my logs. And because they have simply called CQ that call roster thing I was talking about, it shows who's calling CQ and tidbits about their grid square, their state, their county, etc., etc. If there is a grid in there you have not worked, this is the grid column right here. One of these would be a different color. If it's a call sign you haven't worked, one of these would be a different color. If they're on the off-air messaging system, they've got a little box right there. We won't have to worry about that now. But anyways, quick rundown of just basic information. It's showing, oh look, it changed. See, look at that. It's got a little box around that guy. Apparently something's up with him. Do I need him again? Oh, it says I've worked him. I wonder why it's highlighted. That's weird. Okay, well, whatever. This is the program you work with, and this is the one you just look at. Just look at it. Look how pretty. Breaker.